Why did this book make me cry?
You're emotional.
Far, I really enjoy it. Hello bookish nerds and welcome to another video. As always, it's a reading vlog. It's going to be spoiler free, and if you watched my reading vlog on Mile High, you know that I am obsessed with that book. Okay, I still think about it. I still think about Stevie like at least a few times a day, which is a good sign. But in that book you meet her brother Ryan, and you also get to see her friendship develop with one of her co-workers that is named Indy, and they are the main characters in the second book, so they are like intertwined standalones. You don't have to read one to read the other, but you do meet them in the first book. So if you want to read them all, I would recommend reading them in the order they came out, which is what I'm doing. I'm now reading the second book. I read the first one and I'm very excited about it because I did check it up on Goodreads because I wanted to see which one had like the highest star rating. The first one has the lowest one, and then it goes in order. Like the second one is like the second least favorite, and then the third one is the second most popular, and the fourth one is like the one with the highest rating on Goodreads so far. I didn't check like how many people have given star ratings on the first one versus the last one, but I'm very excited. Like if this series just keeps on getting better and better, I'm in for one hell of a ride. The fifth book is coming out next year sometime. Can't really remember when. I'll put it on the screen if I remember to do so in edit. This is like a little note to, you know, editing me. Put the date right here so that people, and by people I mean me, know when the fifth book is gonna come out. So yeah, I'm excited to just jump on into this, read about Ryan, read about Indy. It's fake dating, it's romance, it's everything I want and more. At least I hope so. Ryan is now the captain of the Devils, Chicago NBA, and that is basketball? I'm not American. National Basketball Association? I don't know. It's NBA, okay? I think it's basketball. And I think Indy still works as a flight attendant because that's how she meets Stevie in the first book. So it doesn't say anything about her changing her role on that end. Maybe she still works as a flight attendant. I don't know. I'll have to start the book to figure it out. But it is fake dating that starts feeling very real. Not very quickly. I don't know that. It doesn't say that on the back. I'm just hoping for my own sake that somebody falls in love very quickly and I can just fall in love with them, you know? Yeah. I'm excited to start reading it, and I will, you know, come back with some updates. Hopefully it is as good as Goodreads says it is. I am 25 pages in, okay? 25 pages. Not that far in. And this is Ryan's point of view. So it says, say something nice, something comforting. You're emotional. I have to say, Ryan is good with words. Like, I feel like that's his strong point. I am on chapter 12. I've been listening while I was driving to work, and so far I really do enjoy it. It's very fun. Like Ryan's inner dialogue is hysterical, like really hysterical. I find him to be super funny, and she is more complex than she's like letting on to. Like she's trying to get off as witty and funny and cute, but she's actually very deep, or at least I think that's where we're going. Like to see how deep she is. I'm not going to tell you too much, but you get to know something in the first book, which they also repeat in this book. So if you really don't want to read Mile High, you don't have to because they're like interconnected standalones. But you get to know something in Mile High about her, which kind of builds on in this book. And so far I think that she's struggling a little bit more with it than I think she's trying to let on, or at least you get to hear it from her in a dialogue that this is affecting her more than she wished it would so many months after. So yeah, so far I really enjoy it. Like she is fantastic, and he just has amazing inner dialogue. If it is correct what it says on Goodreads, like the first book is like the least popular one and the last book is the most popular one, I'm gonna read a 5-star series.
Like, one of them has to be worse than the other ones, right? One of these things are not like the other. It has to be. But yeah. No, I'm excited to keep on reading. I'm excited to read the other ones. And the fifth one is coming out in April. So, I mean, I'm going to finish. It's September now. I'm going to finish the two other books long before April. But yeah, super excited. I have to go to work. We will read more later. That's why I keep on looking around, because it's raining. And I don't want to leave when it's raining. I don't want to leave my car. It takes me like a minute to walk from the parking lot into work. I don't want to do that when it's raining. I want it to be sunny. But I know where I live. It always rains. Like, almost always rains. And today is no exception.
I am about halfway through the book. I really enjoy this. There's so much banter, there's so much wittiness, there's so much raw emotion that you get to read because of the dual point of view. And Ryan cracks me up, okay? He's so funny. Like, the inner dialogue he sometimes has is yes, yes, just yes. Just dropping by to tell you that Indy's friends are the worst, and I wouldn't want them hanging around either. Like, her friends are horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Horrible. Just, no. Don't be like Indy's friends. Don't be like Indy's friends. Why did this book make me cry? Like, the last few chapters? Why? Why? It's a sports romance. You're not supposed to cry at sports romances, right? But oh my god, Ryan! Ryan, you put a lot of the book boyfriends out there to shame. Do you know that? Do you know that? Do you know that, like, you just made the standard go like from here to here, you know? It's, oh, I wasn't prepared to cry today, okay? When I started reading this, well, when I got a little bit into it, I was like, it's a great book. I love it. I love it so much. But is it a 5-star read? Because, I mean, my girl Stevie is everything. And I also really enjoy Sanders. I think their banter is different than the banter in this one, which is natural because they're a different couple. But sometimes authors have like one way of writing stuff because, you know, that's what they know and that's what they like writing. But I felt like the banter in this one had same energy in a way. Like, it had the same energy, but it wasn't the same. And I was like, yeah, okay, this couldn't be another 5-star read, because I mean, how stupid would that be, you know? That I'm like, okay, I'm in love with this series, I'm just gonna give every book 5 stars just straight away. Which, I have 2 more books in this series, and then I heard that Rio's point of view, which you meet at least in the first 2 books, I think he shows up in the next 2 ones as well. From what I gather, he gets the 5th book, and I adore that man. So I'm very excited to read his story as well. But yeah, I mean, it's 5 stars. Like, Ryan Shay, you wonderful, wonderful, wonderful piece of human man, okay? You made me cry. You did stuff for Indy without her knowing. You made attempt to show that you care without even thinking that it would mean it. Like, you didn't expect anything in return for what you did. It was just natural for you to do this kinds of stuff, like do stuff in this book because you care for Indy and because you want to show her that you care. You just went out and did it, you know? And Indy, my girl Indy. Okay, it's kind of the same with her as well. It's a theme throughout the book that she's very generous and that she's very loving and giving and wants to take care of everyone around her. And some people have exploited that. I'm not going to go into the details. You'll have to read the book to figure out what it is. But like, that is one of her flaws, if you want to say it like that. That she lets people use her. She lets people take advantage of her kindness, and she has to learn to stand up for herself and take care of herself, which is like very important. Like, if you just run around taking care of everybody else, like, who's going to take care of you when you fall? And usually you don't understand it until somebody kind of pulls you back and goes, hey, which is what kind of, you know, Ryan does for her. And it's something that I really value in a relationship, when somebody not necessarily sees your flaws but see how much you do of something. You give without not necessarily expecting something in return, but you're not getting anything in return, right? So you're not expecting anything in return, but at the same time nobody is going to any length to take care of you. So he sees her and she sees him. I don't know if I'm making any sense because I do not want to spoil it. But yeah, it's a 10 out of 10. I mean, so far the Windy City series has been like one of my favorite series. I am utterly in love with this series, okay? And the audiobook pronounced her name Liz Tomforde. So is that how you say it? Do you pronounce the E? I don't really know. If you know her or know how to pronounce her name and I butchered it, I'm so sorry, but I do really, really, really like the books, okay? The books are top tier. 10 out of 10. Can't wait to read the next 2 ones. Might even read them this month. And right now we're in September. We're not that far into September. I spent 3 days on this book, which I know for some people this is like, oh, that's a day. And for some people that's like, oh, that's 2 months of reading. Whatever tempo you decide to read it in, you know, you're reading, you're doing something, hopefully you enjoy it. Read at your speed. Do not feel like because I read it in 3 days or somebody else read it in 12 hours that you have to match their speed, because then the book will never be fun. It will just be stressful. I also have a lot of free time at the moment because I've been sick, so I've literally just been lying in bed reading. I haven't been doing anything else, okay? This would have taken me longer if I was at work and then had to come home and take care of the kids. I also alternate between reading and listening to the audiobook. So yesterday, I sat and played The Sims and I listened to the audiobook, you know? I mean, as long as you're reading, as long as you're enjoying it, read at the speed you feel comfortable reading, okay? Or if it's an audiobook, don't feel like you have to listen to it at a faster pace if you enjoy the original pace that it was recorded in. I don't know if I already said it. It's another 5-star for me. I love this one. I might read the other 2 ones and just either make a video on both of them, or maybe we'll just talk about it in the wrap up. Maybe I don't make a video of them. I mean, if you wanna hear my thoughts on the last 2 ones as well, please tell me in the comments. Tell me what you think about the book. Are you excited to read it? Is it not on your radar? Like, is it not something you would want to read at all? Like, tell me everything. And Kevin says hi. And yeah, I will see you all in the next one, okay? Bye-bye.